Welcome to another edition of Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our worldwide web viewers on www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Hey, man, you smell it?
I smell it, man.
It's our time of year.
I smell it.
People don't understand, but a football player understands what this time of year means because you smell that freshly cut grass and you feel like you have to report somewhere.
That's right. You know, the smell is in the air. Football season is there, and we are ready to ball.
It's training camp, folks. It's training camp time. Football for college, high school, and pro. And, of course, they've been coming in last week, and they've been coming in. They'll be coming in the rest of the week, and we have an opportunity to talk a little bit about that. Also, we got a legend, another Where Are They Now? Bruce Huff himself. He'll have an opportunity to tell you a lot about what went on in his life. Also, Dale, the two new members to join Cooperstown.
Ken Griffey Jr., Mike Piazza, two bad boys. That Griffey piece is big, DJ.
All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
Selection now, saving now, value now. Columbus is Nissan Town, and the Nissan Now sales event is on now. Now, save $5,000 on a new Altima. That's right. Now, drive a new Altima, an IIHS top safety pick with $5,000 in savings. The best time to buy is right now.
Nissan Now sales event. Don't miss it. We'll see you soon. Headquarter Nissan.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. Dale, I know that as everybody gets ready for the football season, it's training camp time. Everybody's reporting. I know that one of the most prestigious award ceremonies in sports just happened last week. And, of course, up in Cooperstown, New York, with the National Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame, Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Piazza, two of the young, great baseball players that I remember went into the Hall.
Oh, really, DJ, that Ken Griffey piece, the modern-day marketing tool, that silhouette of him, the sweet swinging left-handed center fielder for the Seattle Mariners. I mean, everybody knows this guy. Mike Piazza, I mean, probably was like 100, out of 1,300 players, he gets drafted in the 62nd round. Now he makes Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. That's big, man.
Those inductions have a sentimental favor or value to me because, again, I can remember when I was working in the sporting goods industry for Mizuno back in the early 90s. These two guys were young, and they were just in the prime of their careers. Of course, Mike Piazza was with the Los Angeles Dodgers as a catcher. And, of course, Ken Griffey Jr. was with the Seattle, what's the baseball team? Mariners. I was about to say the Seahawks. I got football on the brain.
That's
but
right.
with the Seattle Mariners, and, again, 19 years old, the kid, as we called him, this guy was a 5'2" guy. He was just a remarkable baseball player, and I know, of course, over the 22 years that he played in Major League Baseball in the big leagues, from the Mariners to the Reds, and then, of course, Piazza, 16 years.
That's right.
With, of course, most of his career was spent with the Dodgers, but he spent some time in New York. Just two great talents going in together.
I mean, really, two great guys going in together. Two guys, Ken Griffey Jr., 93% of the ballots. People voted for him. You know, Piazza gets in with 83 people voting for him. I think really one of the biggest things with Ken Griffey Jr., DJ, you know, like you said, he was a 5'2" player, but 637 home runs, the power that he had, Golden Glove, 14 Gold Glove awards winner. I mean, this kid, opportunity to play with his dad. And really one thing that a bit of tidbit was that him and his dad hit a home run in the same game. So, everybody knows Ken Griffey, his father, with the big red machine. But his son was the real deal, and you could tell, this guy worked at it. I mean, really, the #1 pick, they said he was the best draft choice ever as being a #1 pick because he came right on in, playing, making plays, doing great things, speed, and really, he is the modern-day player.
And believe it or not, he's the first #1 pick to go into the Baseball Hall of Fame, if
Wow.
you can believe that. But what I do remember, again, you got these two great baseball players that went into the Hall of Fame. One that went in the 62nd round, 1,300 picks later, and then you got the #1 pick to go in. That's a good story, a good testament
right.
for baseball, is that it doesn't matter where you're from, it
That's
doesn't
right.
matter what you do, you just have to perform and work hard when you get an opportunity.
That's a good point, DJ. I mean, really, because this guy was like 1,300. He really was handpicked and referred to by Tommy Lasorda. They changed him from being a first baseman to a catcher. He was a different catcher. He was a long catcher. But one thing I noticed all about Mike Piazza, he would get the hits. Most catchers, they're home run hitters. But this guy, The bat had to at least be a 36 or something, DJ. Looked like a fungo bat. But he swung, he had a long swing, whereas you compare Ken Griffey's swing, he had a sweet, smooth swing. I mean, really, and when he hit one, you always saw it. You see his silhouette. You see he still got Nike, still has a deal with Nike. But this guy he was the real deal. And like I said, anybody back then that was close to a modern day player, it had to be Ken Griffey Jr.
And we're going to leave you with this. I had the opportunity to see the ceremony myself, to hear both speeches, and really I was brought to tears when those guys talked about their life and coming up in baseball, but more importantly, how important their fathers were in their lives. Growing up, going out when they were little boys, being around baseball, and it was real touching.
I mean, really, man, any kind of Hall of Fame ceremony, I try to catch, because you're going to hear that parental piece in there, how important the fathers are in the families, how important the moms were. But really, at the same time, you always hear about the sacrifices that their parents made also. From mama taking them to practice every day to dad being there, teaching them how to hit balls and field ball. It's really a moving situation, but really, it's a lot of people on that Hall of Fame list, DJ. There's still some pretty good people on that list, DJ, and we gotta have some mercy on some of those folks.
Absolutely. And before we go, you young fellas out there that like to wear your hats to the back, I think you can give some of that credit to Ken Griffey Jr.
I'm really, DJ, he's a modern day player, man. He
wore that hat to the back.
That's right. He had his modern day style. And if you wanted to see something, watch this guy in batting practice. I mean, really, you would think this guy like, well, how this ball jumping off his bat? But he had a smooth swing. He wasn't trying to crush the ball, but he had a smooth swing. Every time it was the same swing.
All right. When we come back, we got a treat for you. Councilman Bruce Huff.
Truth be truth. The will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
Why do we have Aflac?
Aflac.
And Major Medical?
Major Medical, boy, yeah! I help pay the doctor. Ain't that enough for you?
There are things Major Medical doesn't do. Aflac pays cash so we don't have to fret.
Something families should get.
Like a safety net.
Even helps pay deductibles to cover your back with.
Learn about one-day pay at aflac.com/wrap.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. Now we come to the time of the show where we call our famous Where Are They Now? And this week, guest, we have Bruce Huff. Welcome to the show, Bruce.
Thank you. Glad to be here, Dale.
Well, Bruce, we're going to get right into it. The big question that all our people want to know, not only where are you now, but tell some people out there some things that they might not know about you.
I was a three-letter varsity sportsman at Hardaway High School. I played football, basketball, and baseball. I left Columbus, Georgia to attend Florida State as a student after one of my coaches told me I wasn't good enough to play Division I baseball anywhere in the country, in the United States. So I walked on at Florida State. I was one of 5 out of 65 to be chosen to play for the Florida State Seminoles, and I played there all 4 years and led it all 4 years.
Wow, that's a lot of people don't know that, but as you went to Florida State, tell us why you wanted to go to Florida State first place, and then how did you get there from playing baseball at Hardaway and Boys Club all the way through your whole career?
Okay.
So talk a little bit about that.
I started, as most people probably would never imagine, that the city was still segregated at the time. I could not play Little League Baseball. I couldn't play at the Boys Club. I came to the Boys Club at the age of 11 when they integrated and started playing football, basketball, and baseball, excuse me, at the level there, but it was really football and basketball. Little League integrated at the age of 12. So in my baseball world, I only played Little League Baseball 1 year. I played 3 years of Babe Ruth, and then I went on to high school to play 2 years. So my football and all of my sports activities and learning abilities came from being outside in the neighborhood, playing with my older brother and all the kids in the neighborhood. So I played through Boys Club, Little League, on to high school. And I had a lot of good coaches. A lot of people don't know. You all are aware of Coach Wallace Davis.
Right.
I was a quarterback coming up from age 12. And Coach Wallace Davis came to me at the age of 15 and explained to me that I wouldn't be able to start at quarterback because we had an all-region quarterback there already. So he pulled me to the defense and taught me to be a defensive back and taught me everything that you well know, how to bump and run, how to hold, how to talk junk, and the things that you have to do to get by back there because the receivers are usually 6'3", 6'4". They know where they're going, and you don't. So I became all-by-city first-team defensive back my first year on the defense with Coach Davis. From that point, I had to perfect a few things. Coach Davis was able to get me a scholarship to play football at Florida State. That's where Florida State first came up. I had been reading the newspaper my first year as a defensive back, and Florida State, the newspaper read, Huff leads Seminoles to victory, and the other side of the newspaper read, Huff leads Hawks to victory. That was my first introduction to Florida State. They had a quarterback by the name of Gary Huff,
okay,
and he was playing football and baseball at Florida State. So I got interested. As I worked through high school, Coach Davis was able to work out a scholarship. One of my coaches didn't think I was deserving of the scholarship. So when the coach came on campus to sign me, there was a little bit of a ruckus. Coach Davis's job was threatened for helping me out. And the coach from Florida State felt like it was something he couldn't understand, so he left and went to Northside and Warner Robins, and my scholarship went there.
Wow. Wow.
So after that point, I decided to go over to Columbus State and watch Florida State's baseball team. And they've only played Columbus State, I think, 1974, 75, and 76. So I spoke with the coach at that point and said, what would it take to play for you? And he said, well, if you think you can be one of 5 out of 65 people, come see me when you get to Tallahassee.
Wow.
So I had to play through my baseball season. And the backstory is there was so much going on my senior year. But when it's stressed to the kids about academics, I was a 3.7, 3.8 student. So when they look back at my sports career, if it had not been for the books, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to play at Florida State. I had to apply as an everyday student and be accepted on my credentials of my GPA and everything else like everybody else. So I didn't get a chance to try out for baseball until after I was a student and after I had been to freshman orientation.
Wow. And that's big right there. I never knew that. But, you know, there's a common denominator on all our weather nouns, and it seems to be Coach Davis. And, you know, and also the other common denominator that a lot of kids, we play more than one sport.
Right.
To that parent out there, talk to them about the importance of playing multiple sports, or is there a disadvantage of playing multiple sports?
The advantage of playing multiple sports is, number one, keeping your kid in great condition, top condition all year round. As a parent, you get tired, especially Little League. You're going everywhere, all around town. But it happens to be in my world, and this is something I tell all of the parents. Once your child gets to high school, with everything going on in the world today, you know where your child is. Your child is at school all day long. For the time he has to spend to talk to the girls at school, it's only about 15 minutes or so after school, because if you're late for practice, you have extra exercise and running and everything to do as a penalty. So to know that you can go to work and your child is happy, attending school, playing sports, in great condition, and you see your child all the way through to his senior year out of there. And it's something that as they move on to the next level, they're more conditioned to, because at the next level, as you well know, it's all day, basically. You go early in the morning to the weight room, you go to school all day, you come back to practice. Practice is 3 or 4 hours. So they have been conditioned from 2 or 3 sports for one sport at the next level.
Okay, hold that point right there. When we come back, we'll talk about and let you know what is Bruce doing now.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come see us at Express Motors, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama. Or give us a call, 334-384-9101, with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. In-house financing, the right vehicle at the right price for you. We don't want all your business, just yours. Come see us, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama, or go online, www.expressmotorspc.com.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price. 3 locations to serve you.
Live in the spotlight with Sports Life Entertainment. Enjoy our 50-passenger luxury party buses or corporate coaches. For more information, contact us at 770-989-1340. And remember, it's all about that sports life.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. And we're back with Bruce Huff in our segment of Where Are They Now? And Bruce, what are you doing right now? Tell everybody what you're doing right now.
I am personally City Council representative for District 3 in Columbus, Georgia. I'm vice president at the Charles E. Huff's International Funeral Home, where I work side by side with my brother Charles. And it has been a long journey to this point. I have taken time to volunteer within the Columbus, Georgia area for the past 30 years or so. And back in 1990, I received a call about the political side of life to run for state senate or the state house. And those seats now are held by State Representative Carolyn Hughley and State Senator Ed Harbison. I had a call back then before they were talked to about running for the seat to choose one. And my daddy sat me down and told me I was not ready. I was basically too young, didn't have anything, and I needed to go out and work for a while because I would be gullible to all of the nuances of the world and yachts and plane trips and things of that nature. So he said, you're too young for this. So he said basically to me, if it was meant to be, it will be. So now he died 2 years later. I kept working, doing what I do. I worked with the Teen Achievers at Columbus State University for about 20 years. I worked with Little League Baseball here in Columbus for about 5 years as president. I've always been around the Little Leagues with my kids, playing all the sports here in town. So 20 years later, someone came to me about the political side of life and asked me, had I ever thought about being on city council? And at that point, I got involved, and that's where I am now with that part. My funeral home side, I ran from it for probably 15 years. I came back. I didn't want to go back to any more schools. I was a graduate of Florida State University. I told my dad, that's enough school. That's enough. So I did my apprenticeship for 2 years. I worked in the insurance industry, was married and divorced after 6 years, no children, and was faced with bills as an individual. So I went to work for TSYS as a project analyst for 2 years. And at that time, my dad died, so I came back into the business with my brother. And in 1995, I had to go back to school for a year, which out of all the years, they say I chose the only year that they had over 300 exams for us to take that year. So I got through that, got state certified and nationally certified in 1996. And I've been right there with my brother at the funeral home since then. So the combination of the funeral home and city council has been a bit much, but publicly I'd like to thank my brother, Charles, because he's taken a lot of the pressure off me. I'm sure I put a lot of pressure on him from a lot of the meetings and things that I have to attend from time to time. But it's been rewarding. I think a lot of the people don't understand the pressures. There's certain things we can't do, but we do our best trying to get it done. Certain things are private property, certain things are city property, and the ordinances and things of that nature.
Well, you know, knowing your family and knowing all the community service that Mr. Huff did and your mom did and what Charles do now. You know, you all have always been involved in the community. And it's kind of funny that you're in politics because basically it seemed like you were being groomed and you didn't even know you were being groomed to be in politics, even though your dad told you you weren't ready yet. But I could see, and I just knowing the family, I could see that he was grooming you for that time. Is one question, if you knew some of the things that you know now, back then, what would you have changed back then? Or did you have any regrets growing up? Or what do you want? What you wish you could do right now that you didn't know that you could do?
I think basically taking the wisdom that my dad and mother tried to give me at an early age, it didn't sink in until my daddy died, I was 35 years old. And at that point, I started to understand some of the things he was trying to get across to me. You know, as a youngster, you always feel that you know it all. It's a new time. It's a new day. That's the old way of doing things. There's so many things I do today the same as my dad. It works. He used to say, you know, if the wheel's not broken, don't fix it. You know, don't create a new wheel. Don't create a new way of doing things. But in the wisdom side, my dad died in '92, my mom in 2000. And when my mother passed, my brothers and I got together. We left the house and we went to a restaurant and got us a little back space and we talked. And the conversation was, we were the little birds in the nest, and this is it. Nobody cares about you like your family, like your parents. So we are being pushed out of the nest, and you can fly or you can bump the ground. No choices. We got to go ahead. We got to move ahead. So in a lot of the lessons, my dad was a very wise man, as you well know. He spent a lot of time with a lot of people. He worked in the backgrounds with the civil rights and everything when Martin Luther King was coming through. My mother had basically probably one of the first night schools at our house to try to get people their GED and things of that nature. She helped a lot of girls get through school because back then, being pregnant, they put you out of school. So she worked with some of the ladies to teach them how to keep their weight down and how to hide it so they would make graduation and get through school to move to the next level. And they went on to become teachers and everything else in the city. But it's been a lot of looking back to say, you know, if I had known about agents, would I have had a better shot at playing baseball? I went to camp with the Texas Rangers. I went 6 for 12 the first week, 3 out of 4 stolen bases, 3 assists. I only struck out 1 time, and I was the first one to get a pink slip to go home. So it didn't make sense to me. The only explanation was I was too old. So I was 22 years old, and I was too old. So when you look back at it, my daddy told me that I may never understand why, but looking at the fact that I had a minor ankle injury in college, he felt that one day maybe I would become the one that had to be drug dependent because they had put good drugs in me for painkillers to get through a pro career. And after that, I was going to have to figure out how to pay for it and keep the pain down. And looking back now, you know, he said, you may never get the right answer, but that's what I see. Maybe I was saved from something that I didn't see coming. Talent-wise, I had the talent, but life-wise, as far as the life lessons, sometimes it's just better to move on. I played semi-pro ball in Atlanta with the Yankees for a couple of years, and I came home and played in the old Georgia-Alabama League. And it was fun. It was fun, yeah.
Where are they now? Bruce Huff, now you know. We'll be right back.
Smile is the most admirable thing you can wear. And for anyone age 1 to 101, Cook Dental Care has a smile for you. Dr. Kathy L. Cook offers a wide range of individualized, innovative services from basic preventative dentistry to specialized care. We provide comprehensive dental care for the entire family, including pediatric. Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome. So for your family's dental care, visit Cook Dental Care.
This is Susan Cooper of the Greater Columbus Urban League. Please join the Urban League movement by becoming a member. Membership is only $50. Our goal is 3,000 people to become members by August 1st and give back to the community through the Urban League. Invest in our youth and donate to help complete summer programming for summer jobs. The Urban League, equal access to equal opportunities, jobs, education, housing, and health, empowering communities and changing lives. To give now, stop by the Urban League, 802 First Avenue, or call 706-322-6840, or go to our Facebook page, Urban League of Greater Columbus.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Vision. And I tell you, man, it's a treat. This is where they now, man. I'm just elated because, I'm getting not only an opportunity to rehash some old friendships, but to hear the stories, man. All these guys that we've had back. I know you have to enjoy it out there.
I mean, really, man, it's been big for me, man. You know, I've been knowing Bruce and his family all of my life, really, and to hear some of those things. Again, there's always something that we didn't know, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers didn't know, but great segment, man.
Great segment. I'm telling you, we're chronicling these doggone interviews, man, and we're going to have a library, and you know what? It'll be a part of history.
Man, don't let them know, DJ.
Gotta let them know. Gotta tease them.
Gotta tease them, man. We're gonna do something with this thing. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we will. But hey, I tell you what, we do have coming up on September the 8th at the beautiful Robert Trent Jones Grand National Golf Course, the Crown Royal Celebrity Golf Tournament presented by Sports Visions.
Oh, it's gonna be big, DJ. Can't wait to get over there. You know, I'm not a golfer. You know, they probably put me in jail for tearing up their grass. But Robert Trent Jones Grand National, the Barbasol just left from over there. Great course. We're looking forward to having a lot of people. And like I said, go on our website and you'll find out if you want more information about the golf tournament. Just call Dale Williams at 706-681-5192 or
DJ Jones at 706-681-1136 or DJ Jones at sportsvisionsusa.com. A lot of information is going to be bombarding you over the next several weeks because I know there's a lot of stuff going back. The kids are going back to school and football season is starting. But you know what? You got to go ahead and mark your calendar. September the 8th. That's a Thursday. And of course, Auburn will be playing Arkansas State that Saturday. So all of you folks over there that are worrying about the crowds and everything, that's not going to be a big football weekend.
No, unless they're going to stay over there. I think everybody will be good with that one, DJ. And like I said, man, football season's here. I can't wait for it to happen, DJ. And like I said, Falcons, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, Tech. It's going to be a good football season.
It is a good football season, man. We're looking forward to it. And we're going to give you the best in black college football as well as ACC, SEC. And, of course, the Falcons is our hometown favorite and will definitely be on the scene when they get ready. And in fact, they went to camp on, I think it was Wednesday of last week.
That's right, DJ. And really, we're going to have that on-the-road segment rolling here in a minute with Headquarters Nissan. Falcons, Falcons play on the 11th, DJ, against the Redskins.
Absolutely. And, of course, September the 3rd, the Chick-fil-A Kickoff Classic in the Dome, the University of Georgia and North Carolina. Well, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show, folks. I'm DJ Jones. This is Dale Williams reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.